Some don't like the notion of using murder to teach English. The scene is very troubling. White lines mark the place on the floor where a person has fallen, dead. There is blood covering the floor. There is blood on the walls. Police officers and a detective examine evidence in the apartment. A broken window, a bloody glove and knife, dozens of photographs thrown onto the floor. If you had to guess what this scene is, you might say it is a terrible crime scene. But actually, it could be a lesson in an English class. Some English teachers around the world are using non-traditional materials, such as murder mysteries, to keep their students interested. Murder mysteries also give a chance for role-playing, a technique long used in the language learning classroom. Students can take turns playing the detective, the witnesses, and the suspects. Jenny Peake teaches English in Lisbon, Portugal. Her students use the murder mystery to interview each other. They are looking for answers to the questions who, what, where, when, why, and how. They also must use different verb tenses to describe the events to the detective. And when describing the weapon, setting, and motive, students must find the right vocabulary. Role-playing and having a clear goal of finding the murderer keeps the students focused. But is using murder to teach appropriate? Some critics say no. Janet Isserlis is an expert of teaching English as a second language at the Rhode Island Adult Education Professional Development Center. For several decades, she has taught refugees from many countries around the world. Isserlis says that for many people, but particularly many English language learners, the notion of making fun of murder may be distressing. So many English students come from countries where people have experienced violence and war, and so the notion of making fun and enjoying a murder mystery may not be enjoyable for those people. She says she learned early in her career to avoid questions that brought up painful memories. Instead, she focused on the present and asked questions that were in the students' comfort zones. I think until you get to know who the students are, you want to avoid questions about home life, about family, certainly about war and about violence. Isserlis adds that even if a student is an adult and has not experienced war or violence, they may find the topic of murder upsetting. But teacher Jenny Peake says that her students enjoy using murder mysteries in the classroom.